What's up, guys? Lou here. Just want to make this little short video. I want to tell you guys a story, something that happened to one of my buddies the other night on OfferUp. I know a lot of people use OfferUp. I've used it. I have actually I have 23 ratings on there because I've made so many transactions on there. You know, I've bought a lot of things, sold a lot of things. I've always had a good experience because I'm always safe. You know, as far as when I meet people or to buy something or to sell something. So, you know, anytime I meet someone, even if it's for something that's 10, 20 bucks that they're selling for or that I'm selling, even if it's, you know, 10, 20 bucks, it doesn't matter what the amount is. I always try to meet somewhere, either at a public place, any like a restaurant, McDonald's, Starbucks, anything like that. So always inside, never in the parking lot, you know, because you never know what could happen. But yeah, to get started with the story, what happened was one of my buddies, I'll name him Tony. So my buddy Tony was selling an Xbox One, I think. I'm not too familiar with PlayStations and stuff like that, but I think it's called the Xbox One. It's one of the newer ones, I think. So he had the Xbox. He was selling it with 4 or 5 games and an extra controller for $250 bucks. And he had it up there. He had it on OfferUp for about 3 or 4 days. Excuse me, 3 or 4 days. Nobody hit him up at first. Then one night at about 8:30 o'clock at night, 8:30 p.m. Somebody hit him up. That person had one or two ratings, 5 stars, and they were selling a pair of Ray-Bans, like these. They were selling a pair of Ray-Bans, so it looked like a legit profile. So that person, they had a Hispanic name. Let's just say it was Juan Sketchy Dude. So Juan Sketchy Dude had his profile, and again had 2 or 3, maybe 1 or 2 ratings at 5 stars. So he hits up my buddy and he's like, "Hey, do you still have the Xbox? I'm interested." And my buddy was like, "Yeah." He didn't try to say, "Oh, I'll give you 200," you know, which was already sketchy enough, because he was like, "Okay, I'm interested. I'll give you the 250." So my buddy was excited that he was gonna get the money. So my buddy was like, "Okay, yeah, so yeah, let's meet up." And he was like, "Oh, okay, I'm not mobile. Can you meet me at this particular neighborhood? Can you meet me here and yeah, we can make the transaction there." So by this time it was already about 9 o'clock at night. So my buddy, just excited about the sale, gets the Xbox, goes in his car, parks where the guy told him to park, which was in the neighborhood. It wasn't like anywhere like by any restaurants or stores or anything like that. It was an actual neighborhood with houses and stuff. So he parks there, and you know, about a block away, he sees someone walking up to the car. So my buddy figures, okay, that's the dude. So he waits there, and the guy comes up to his window. Sorry, my arm's getting tired. So the guy comes up to the window and says, "Oh, okay, can I see it?" First of all, how sketchy is that? He wasn't even... Who's gonna meet up in the middle of the street for an Xbox without even trying it out? So that was already a sketchy part, but I guess my friend wasn't thinking about it. And he's like, "Yeah, I have it here." He's like, "Oh, okay, is everything in there?" So my buddy's inside the car, the dude's outside, and so the dude's outside, and he grabs the bag, and he's looking inside. He gets the Xbox out, he looks at it, he's like, "Oh, you have the other controller?" And my buddy's still holding onto the bag, and he's like, "Yeah, here it is." So the guy starts pulling out some money. It's like this. He pulls out a $100 bill, and then he starts digging through his pockets. So at this point, my buddy's thinking like, "Oh, okay, he has the money, everything's good." So he starts digging through his pockets, and this dude pulls out a gun. On my buddy Tony, and it says, "Let go of the bag." So my buddy, you know, he's not gonna be arguing with the dude with the gun, and he lets go of the bag, and the dude just walks away. And he says, and he tells my buddy, he's like, don't even think about following me. So once he starts taking off, my buddy says that he heard like a weird noise from the gun, like almost like it sounded fake. So he started following him, and my buddy was like, man, that's not even a real gun, which was already kind of dumb. Like, I don't even know why you would even question that. Like, it's not even worth it for an Xbox. But the guy points the gun at my buddy on the car, and he's like, oh, you want to test me? You want to test me? You want to say this isn't a real gun? And that's when my buddy got scared, and he just takes off. You know, long story short, well, not really short, I've been rambling on for quite a bit, but my buddy ended up calling the cops. The cops, you know, did the police report, whatever, and yeah, they didn't catch the guy. But yeah, the point of the story is, you know, when you're on OfferUp, just make sure that you're safe. You know, if it sounds too good to be true, probably is. There's a lot of scams out there. People scam a lot of people with cars and stuff like that. You know, selling really nice cars for $2,000, and they try to scam you. I don't even know how, but they'll do that. They'll meet up with you and they'll rob you. You know, they'll have fake accounts. Oh, and the point that I was gonna make, as far as the guy having a Hispanic name on the OfferUp account, was that the dude didn't even end up being a Hispanic dude. He ended up being another race. So obviously it wasn't his account. I don't know if he stole the phone or he just made a fake account and rated himself, you know, as far as giving himself 5 stars. So you know, you never know. Just because people have 5-star ratings doesn't mean that they're legit. And if they want to meet you in the middle, you know, meet you somewhere at night, you know, and they say that they don't have a ride or whatever, just tell them that you'll meet them during the day at, you know, somewhere else. You know, you're not in a rush to sell. You know, you should never be in a rush to sell, because that's when you make stupid mistakes and stupid decisions. But yeah, that's pretty much the story. I don't even know why I'm telling it, but yeah, I thought it was a pretty crazy story, because again, a lot of people use OfferUp. I use it all the time, and yeah, just a little tip, you know, to be safe. You know, if it sounds too good to be true, it probably is. So yeah, if you have anything to sell, just sell it, but meet somewhere where it's safe, there's people around, during the day preferably. And yeah, so that's pretty much it for this video. I'm gonna try to make more videos. I don't know about what, but I will. So please subscribe, like, talk shit. A lot of people love to talk shit. I like to read those comments too. Talk shit down below. A lot of people like to talk shit about the way I look or the way I sound or my voice. Do it, man. Just put it down below. I'll reply. If you leave a stupid ass comment, I'll probably reply with a stupid ass response. But if you leave any cool feedback, I'll respond to that as well. Like, comment, subscribe, and yeah, that's it. I'm out. Like 4 circles, I'm outie.